Welcome to Stoic Mindset, where we don't just learn about Stoicism, but also discover the inner strength within ourselves. Have you ever wondered why the things you desire the most seem to take forever to arrive? Do you feel exhausted when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles? Have you questioned whether you're doing something wrong? Today, I want to share a principle with you that, if truly understood and applied, can completely transform your perspective on life. At the right time, everything will fall into place. Trust me, this truth isn't easy to accept, but those who understand and embrace it will no longer be swept away by life's currents. So sit back, relax, and let me guide you on this profound journey of discovery. Part 1. Riding the storm, finding strength in life's uncertainty. Imagine life as a vast and unpredictable ocean. On some days, the waters are calm, the sky is clear, and everything seems to align perfectly. The waves gently guide your ship forward and you feel unstoppable. You think to yourself, this is how life should always be, steady, smooth, and easy. But then, as if by nature's whim, the calm sea suddenly turns violent. Dark clouds roll in, the wind begins to howl, and the waves rise menacingly. Your once steady ship is now tossed about like a mere toy in the water. You grip the wheel tighter, heart pounding, struggling to keep control. It feels as if all your efforts are being torn apart, and the path you've been following is shrouded in uncertainty. In these moments, it's easy to be overwhelmed, to doubt your direction, and even to question your purpose. Yet, according to Stoicism, these are the moments that truly define you. It's not the calm waters that shape a skilled sailor, but the storms. It is in the midst of chaos that you have the opportunity to cultivate apatheia, the Stoic virtue of remaining undisturbed by external circumstances. This doesn't mean ignoring life's storms, but approaching them with a steady heart and a clear mind. Consider Amelia, a young woman working in a fast-paced corporate environment. Amelia had invested years of hard work, long hours, and personal sacrifices to climb the corporate ladder. She believed that success was simply the result of effort and persistence. But one day, due to a sudden company restructuring, she was unexpectedly demoted. The promotion she had been striving for went to someone else, leaving her feeling as though her years of hard work had been wasted. But Amelia, inspired by Stoic teachings, chose not to let this setback define her. Instead of spiraling into bitterness or despair, she decided to view the demotion as a new challenge. She recalled Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Redirecting her focus to what she could control, her skills, mindset, and response, Amelia embarked on a journey of growth. She took up new courses, built stronger relationships with colleagues, and prepared herself for future opportunities. Months later, a better opportunity arose. Thanks to her resilience, patience, and trust in the process, Amelia was not only ready, but more capable than ever, securing a position even better than the one she had lost. The Stoics understood that setbacks are not signs of defeat, but opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The very obstacles that seem to hinder our progress are often what propel us forward, transforming us along the way. Think of David, a man struggling with a personal habit, procrastination. For years, he was aware of this problem. He set goals, made countless plans, and promised himself change, but repeatedly fell back into the same pattern, feeling defeated and disappointed each time. One day, David encountered Seneca's words, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Inspired, he realized that the journey of overcoming procrastination required more than just willpower. It needed patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to learn from every setback. He broke his goals into smaller, more achievable tasks and approached each day with a fresh resolve. Over time, David noticed subtle but profound changes. His discipline improved, and so did his confidence. Each small victory added to his resilience, turning procrastination from an enemy into a teacher. Sarah, on the other hand, was facing a storm in her personal life. After several happy years, her marriage had reached a rocky phase, filled with arguments and misunderstandings. Frustrated and unsure, she found herself trapped in a cycle of blame and disappointment. But while exploring Stoicism, she came across Epictetus's advice. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This made her realize that true change begins from within. Instead of trying to change her spouse, she decided to change her own responses. Sarah listened more and reacted less, choosing patience over anger. It wasn't easy, nor did it resolve the issues overnight, but it created a shift, a space for understanding to grow. With time, her patience brought about more meaningful conversations and mutual efforts to heal the relationship. For Sarah, the victory came not from winning arguments, but from embracing the deeper, slower path of healing and trust. The Stoics believed that true strength is not found in forced actions, but in patient resilience. Imagine an oak tree. It starts as a tiny acorn, buried deep in the soil, invisible and surrounded by darkness. It endures harsh winters, scorching summers, and storms that threaten to uproot it. But the oak does not rush its growth. It knows that true strength comes slowly, season by season. It remains steadfast, and over time its roots deepen, its trunk thickens, and its branches reach high into the sky. It stands as a symbol of resilience, not because it grew fast, but because it grew strong. Life is much the same. You may find yourself in a period of darkness, feeling buried by the weight of circumstances. You may feel that progress is slow or even non-existent. But remember that growth often happens in the unseen, gradual stages. The setbacks you face, the obstacles you encounter, are part of your strengthening process. Patience is not passive. It is an active choice. It is the decision to hold your ground amidst uncertainty, to trust that the storm will pass, and to believe that in time, everything will fall into place. The Stoics teach that it is in these moments of waiting, of enduring, that the most profound growth occurs. So, when faced with a challenge, ask yourself, is this storm here to break me or to build me? Just like Amelia in her career, David in his personal growth, and Sarah in her marriage, you too can navigate life's storms. These storms are not here to defeat you, but to teach you. They may slow you down, they may test your resolve, but they cannot stop you, unless you let them. The key is to hold steady, trust the process, and let each challenge refine you. When the time is right, everything will fall into place. Until then, remember that the oak tree grows slowly, that the sailor becomes skilled in storms, and that you too are growing stronger with each passing day. Part 2. The story of Lucius, learning to let go and embrace timing. Imagine the bustling streets of ancient Rome. Merchants shout their wares, soldiers march by with stern faces, and citizens hurry about, attending to their daily routines. Amidst this chaos stands Lucius, a man known for his ambition, his determination, and his unyielding pursuit of success. To Lucius, life is a series of battles to be won. He believes that with enough effort, he can bend reality to his will. Every goal, he thinks, is simply a matter of willpower and persistence. But life, as Lucius soon discovers, does not follow his script. He invests in promising business ventures, forms alliances with influential figures, and works tirelessly, often late into the night. Yet, every time he is on the brink of success, something unexpected occurs. A deal collapses, a partner betrays him, or a law suddenly changes. Frustration builds up inside Lucius. He sees life as a war he must win, but with each battle lost, his confidence starts to waver. One evening, after a significant business setback, Lucius walks alone to the Tiber River. The moon's pale light reflects on the water, creating a calm contrast to his restless mind. As he stares into the river, he sees a weary man staring back at him, his own reflection, worn and exhausted. He recalls the words of Epictetus, "It is not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." It is then that Lucius realizes something profound. It is not the events themselves that have caused his suffering, but his relentless need to control every outcome. In that moment of introspection, Lucius experiences a shift. For the first time, he considers the idea that perhaps life is not meant to be forced. He remembers another Stoic teaching. First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. This principle makes Lucius reflect deeply on his own actions. He understands that to truly succeed, he must first learn to let go of unrealistic expectations, of rigid plans, and of the need to control everything. Take Thomas, for example, a modern entrepreneur with the same drive as Lucius. Thomas is the founder of a tech startup, and he is convinced that if he works hard enough, his company will succeed. He attends countless networking events, spends nights crafting perfect pitches for investors, and tries to oversee every detail himself. But just like Lucius, Thomas faces setbacks. Investors hesitate, his product development slows, and competitors emerge faster than anticipated. Thomas, on the brink of burnout, comes across Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Inspired by this Stoic insight, Thomas shifts his focus from trying to force immediate success to improving himself and his team. He works on refining the product, strengthening company culture, and adapting his strategy. Gradually, investors begin to notice the changes, and new opportunities arise. By letting go of the need to control outcomes, Thomas finds that success comes naturally when the time is right. Lucius's story also mirrors Emma's journey in the realm of relationships. Emma is a passionate, committed woman who knows what she wants in love. She is determined to build a lasting relationship and is willing to put in the effort. But as she tries to push her partner toward deeper commitments, she finds that her efforts create distance instead of closeness. Emma feels confused and disheartened. In her search for answers, Emma encounters Seneca's words, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Emma realizes that love, like all meaningful connections, requires patience. It cannot be rushed or forced. It must be allowed to grow at its own pace. Emma decides to shift her focus from the future to the present, enjoying conversations, shared experiences, and moments of understanding. Her partner begins to open up gradually, and the relationship deepens over time. Emma learns that the art of letting go is not about giving up, but about giving space for growth and love to flourish naturally. Returning to Lucius, we find a man transformed by his newfound perspective. No longer seeing life as a series of battles, he embraces a Stoic principle that changes everything. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Lucius now focuses on his daily actions, working with integrity, treating others with kindness, and finding joy in simple pleasures. He understands that success is not merely about achieving goals, but about growing through every challenge. And indeed, success comes to Lucius in a way he never expected. A former business partner, impressed by Lucius's calm and integrity, offers him a promising opportunity. This time, Lucius approaches the venture with wisdom and patience. He knows that true success is not just about reaching the destination, but about who he becomes along the journey. The stories of Lucius, Thomas, and Emma remind us that sometimes the most powerful action is no action at all. It's about focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, our reactions, and our personal growth, and letting go of the rest. As Epictetus wisely advised, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Lucius's transformation teaches us that life is not a series of victories to be claimed, but a journey to be experienced with grace. By learning to let go, we make room for growth, understanding, and the natural unfolding of events. Success often comes not because we forced it, but because we prepared for it with patience and wisdom. So the next time you find yourself caught in the frustration of unmet expectations, remember Lucius by the Tiber River. Take a deep breath, look inward, and ask yourself, am I trying to force what should be allowed to unfold? Trust in the timing of your life. When the time is right, everything will fall into place. Part 3. Embracing obstacles as opportunities. The Stoic way. Imagine standing before a steep, rugged mountain path. The summit is hidden by thick mist, and the climb seems daunting. Most people, when faced with such a challenge, consider turning back. It appears as an insurmountable barrier. But to the Stoic mindset, this mountain is not just a blockade, it is the way forward. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. For the Stoics, life is a series of unpredictable challenges, unexpected turns, setbacks, and difficulties. These obstacles, however, are not meant to stop us. They are meant to shape us. Each one is an opportunity to cultivate patience, resilience, and strength. This perspective teaches us that the very things we perceive as barriers are often the stepping stones to growth. Consider Michael, a young, ambitious student who dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. Shortly after college, he launches his first business filled with energy and hope. But within a year, the business collapses. Poor planning and lack of experience result in a series of failures. Michael feels devastated, as if his dream has shattered into 1,000 pieces. He sees this failure as a dead end, a wall that blocks his path. But Michael, inspired by Stoic wisdom, begins to see the failure differently. He remembers the words of Epictetus: "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." He realizes that this setback is not the end of his journey, but a new beginning. Michael analyzes his mistakes, seeks advice from mentors, and focuses on improving his skills. He doesn't let the failure define him. Instead, he uses it as a learning opportunity. When he starts his next venture, he carries with him the tempered wisdom gained from facing adversity. This time, his business succeeds. He discovers that the obstacle he once feared was actually his greatest teacher. Similarly, consider Sarah, a marathon runner who receives a devastating diagnosis, a chronic illness that disrupts her active lifestyle. The news feels like a barrier to her happiness, a heavy burden that threatens her sense of self. Sarah initially responds with anger, trying to resist the illness by pushing her body to its limits, only to worsen her condition. Then one day, she comes across a line in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations: "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It stands ready to meet what comes." This resonates deeply with Sarah, prompting a change in her mindset. Instead of fighting her condition, she decides to live harmoniously with it. She focuses on what she can control: her diet, stress management, and new activities that fit her capabilities. Over time, Sarah finds peace, not because the illness disappears, but because she learns to embrace it as part of her journey. The obstacle becomes a source of strength, teaching her resilience, adaptability, and acceptance. In the realm of relationships, the same Stoic principles apply. David has been estranged from his brother for years due to misunderstandings and unresolved conflicts. The bitterness between them has created a seemingly impenetrable wall. David longs to reconcile, but his pride and desire for an apology prevent him from taking the first step. Guided by Stoicism, David recalls Seneca's teaching: "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." He realizes that his insistence on receiving an apology has kept him trapped in resentment. David decides to change his approach. He reaches out to his brother, not with expectations, but with a genuine desire for reconciliation. The initial conversations are tense, but David remains patient. He listens more than he speaks, trying to understand his brother's perspective. Over time, the walls between them begin to break down. The obstacle of pride becomes a bridge to healing. Their relationship, once fractured, transforms into a bond of mutual respect and forgiveness. David learns that true strength in relationships comes not from forcing change, but from embracing the challenge of understanding and growth. These stories echo the journey of Lucius, a man who once believed that life was a series of battles to be won through sheer willpower. But Lucius's perspective shifted as he embraced Stoic principles. He learned that life's obstacles were not enemies to defeat, but teachers to learn from when faced with new challenges. Whether in business, health, or personal relationships, Lucius no longer reacted with resistance but with resilience. He internalized Marcus Aurelius's words: "What stands in the way becomes the way." Lucius realized that every failure was a lesson, every setback a chance to improve, and every obstacle an opportunity for growth. When a business negotiation didn't go as planned, he didn't despair. Instead, he reflected on what could be learned, adjusted his approach, and tried again with more wisdom. When a personal relationship faced turmoil, he didn't seek to control the other person. Instead, he worked on his own responses, choosing patience over frustration. Lucius's transformation teaches us a profound Stoic truth. The real obstacles in life are not external barriers, but our internal reactions to them. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we can turn any obstacle into an opportunity for growth. The mountain path that once seemed impossible now appears as a journey worth taking. The steepness teaches us endurance, the rocks sharpen our focus, and the unpredictable weather strengthens our adaptability. Each step forward, no matter how challenging, builds the strength needed to reach the summit. As you face your own obstacles, remember that the Stoic way is not to avoid difficulty, but to embrace it. Life's greatest achievements are often hidden behind its greatest challenges. The very things that seem to block your path may actually be guiding you to a better one. So the next time you encounter a setback, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what lesson is this obstacle here to teach me? Approach it not with frustration, but with curiosity and determination. Remember that the path is not meant to be easy, it is meant to be transformative. The obstacles are not here to break you, they are here to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When you learn to see obstacles as opportunities, you not only overcome them, but you turn them into the very foundation of your success. Like Lucius, Michael, Sarah, and David, you too can rise above the challenges of life with a Stoic mindset. And as the Stoics taught, when you embrace life's obstacles, you find not just success, but a deeper, more meaningful sense of fulfillment. When the time is right, everything will fall into place. But until then, embrace the journey, embrace the challenges, and let each obstacle become a stepping stone on your path to greatness. Part 4. Trusting the timing of life, the Stoic path to patience and preparation. Imagine a small seed buried deep in the soil. It is surrounded by darkness, hidden from the world above. To the impatient observer, it seems like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, the seed is undergoing a vital transformation. It is growing roots, establishing a foundation that will one day support a strong, flourishing plant. This unseen growth is not just preparation, it is essential for the plant's survival. When the time is right, the seed will sprout and rise above the soil, stronger for having taken the time it needed to develop. This simple image reflects one of the most powerful Stoic principles, that life, like nature, has its own timing. The Stoics believe that everything unfolds according to a natural order, and that patience is not just about waiting, but about trusting this process. To rush growth, whether it be in personal development, career ambitions, or relationships, is to risk undermining the very foundation upon which success is built. The role of patience in professional success. Consider Anna, an ambitious lawyer working at a prestigious law firm. Anna is dedicated, talented, and hardworking. She dreams of becoming a partner and has spent years building her skills, taking on challenging cases, and earning the respect of her peers. Despite her efforts, however, Anna is repeatedly passed over for promotion. Each time, she feels a surge of frustration, as if her progress is being unfairly blocked. Anna begins to question whether her work will ever be recognized, whether her efforts have been in vain. But then she comes across a Stoic teaching from Seneca. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Inspired by these words, Anna realizes that while she cannot control when the opportunity for promotion will come, she can control her own preparation. She decides to focus on becoming the best version of herself, both professionally and personally. Anna takes on pro bono cases to make a meaningful impact, hones her skills in negotiation, and consistently upholds her integrity. Months later, a senior partner unexpectedly leaves the firm, creating a vacancy. Because of her consistent preparation and patient perseverance, Anna is now the most qualified candidate for the role. The promotion finally comes, not because she forced it, but because she aligned her preparation with the opportunity when it arrived. Anna's story illustrates that success is not only about reaching a goal, but about being ready when the time is right. Patience in healing and personal growth. Let's consider Ethan, a man who loves hiking and the thrill of exploring the mountains. But after a severe injury, Ethan's active lifestyle comes to a sudden halt. Desperate to return to his adventures, he pushes himself to recover quickly, often exceeding his physical limits. Instead of improving, his condition worsens, and Ethan is left feeling defeated and hopeless. Then, while reading about Stoicism, Ethan encounters a passage by Epictetus. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. These words resonate deeply with Ethan, prompting a shift in his approach to recovery. Instead of trying to rush his healing, he decides to focus on gradual progress. He listens to his body, celebrates small milestones, and practices self-compassion. As the months pass, Ethan's patience pays off. His strength returns slowly but steadily, and one day he is finally able to hike again. The mountain he once thought he would never climb again becomes a reality, not because he forced it, but because he allowed his body the time it needed to heal. The experience teaches Ethan that true growth, whether physical or personal, cannot be rushed. It requires time, trust, and perseverance, patience in love and relationships. Imagine Rachel, a woman who has been searching for a meaningful relationship for years. She has dated different people, but none of the connections seem to last. Rachel becomes increasingly impatient, feeling as though time is running out. She wonders whether she will ever find the right partner, someone who truly understands her. In her frustration, Rachel recalls a line from Marcus Aurelius: "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." She begins to realize that her impatience has created anxiety, making it difficult for genuine connections to form. Rachel decides to shift her focus from searching for love to nurturing her own personal growth. She takes up new hobbies, builds stronger friendships, and invests in her emotional well-being. Unexpectedly, one day, Rachel meets someone who shares her interests and values. The connection feels natural, genuine, and free of pressure. Rachel understands that this opportunity for love came not because she was actively searching for it, but because she was ready to embrace it when it appeared. The relationship blossoms, teaching Rachel that love, like all meaningful things in life, cannot be rushed. It must be nurtured patiently and allowed to grow at its own pace. The transformation of Lucius, trusting life's timing. Lucius, who started his journey as a man driven by ambition and the need to control every outcome, has now reached a deeper level of understanding. He realizes that the timing of life is not meant to be forced, but trusted. In his professional pursuits, Lucius stops aggressively chasing deals and instead focuses on building relationships based on integrity and mutual respect. He knows that the right opportunities will come when he is truly prepared for them. This shift also extends to Lucius's personal life. In his relationships, he no longer tries to control others or rush connections. Instead, he focuses on becoming a better person, one who listens, understands, and nurtures meaningful bonds. Over time, this transformation attracts deeper and more fulfilling relationships, as Lucius learns that the most profound connections require patience and mutual growth. Lucius's story teaches us that trusting the timing of life is not about passivity, but about aligning our preparation with opportunity. It is about nurturing ourselves and our surroundings so that when the right moment arrives, we are ready to embrace it fully. The Stoic way: patience, preparation, and fulfillment. The stories of Anna, Ethan, Rachel, and Lucius highlight a fundamental Stoic principle: that life's timing cannot be rushed, but it can be trusted. Just as the seed in the soil takes time to grow, our personal and professional achievements require both patience and preparation. The Stoics believe that success comes not to those who force it, but to those who are ready to receive it when it arrives. As you navigate your own journey, remember the lessons of patience and preparation. Focus on what you can control: your growth, your actions, and your mindset. Let go of the need to rush and trust that when the time is right, everything will fall into place. The Stoic path is one of endurance and trust, not just in life's challenges but in its timing. It teaches us that true fulfillment comes not from forcing results, but from being prepared to embrace them when they naturally unfold. The universe operates in its own time, and so does your life. When faced with moments of impatience or doubt, pause and reflect. Remember that growth is happening even when it is not visible, and that each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Trust that your efforts are not in vain, and that when you are truly ready, life's opportunities will align with your preparation. So, embrace the journey with patience, nurture your growth, and be ready for the moment when everything falls into place. The Stoics believed that when you trust the timing of life, you not only achieve success, but you find a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment along the way. The Stoic journey teaches us that true fulfillment comes not from controlling life, but from understanding and accepting its flow. It's about finding strength in storms, seeing obstacles as stepping stones, and trusting that life's timing will bring everything together when the moment is right. Each setback becomes an opportunity, each challenge a chance to grow, and each delay a test of your patience and resilience. As you move forward in your own life, remember, the Stoic way is not about chasing success, but preparing for it. It's about aligning your actions with the natural rhythm of the universe, allowing life to unfold as it's meant to, while you remain calm, resilient, and ready for what comes next. When you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your growth, your responses, you unlock a sense of peace and purpose that transcends circumstances. So no matter where you are on your journey, embrace the process. Trust that every effort, every challenge, and every moment of patience brings you closer to the person you're meant to be and the success you're meant to achieve. If you found this video valuable, I invite you to take one small action that can make a big difference. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel to receive more insights from the Stoic philosophy. By supporting Stoic mindset, you're joining a community dedicated to personal growth, resilience, and a deeper understanding of life's timeless wisdom. And one more thing, what part of the Stoic journey resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Your journey matters, and your insights can inspire others. Stay patient, stay strong, and always remember, the Stoic way is not just about surviving life, but about thriving within it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.